Okay. I love how it always interrupts people, like when you're talking. It's always funny to hear. Again, like I said, thank you all for coming. This is the last webinar of the semester. I cannot believe it. It came very, very quickly, at least for me, I feel like. So thank you all for being here. I know some of you, I've seen your name at every webinar. Some of you this might be new. You might be a newly elected officer. And I think it's fantastic that you're joining. You've come to a great, great topic. We have two wonderful staff members from the Zeta Beta Tau Foundation here, and I will introduce them in a second. But like I said, thank you all for coming. I want you all to finish the semester out strong, or the quarter. At the end of this program, I'm going to drop an assessment, a WooFoo link in the chat. This will help count for your attendance. So please make sure you fill it out. It's a quick form, but that's how we can count for the standards of excellence point as well. So don't forget about that. You'll hear from me again about it. But I want to introduce you all to John and Allie from the foundation. Allie is the donor relations manager from the Zeta Beta Tau Foundation, and John is the chief executive officer. They're going to be chatting with us tonight about the Zeta Beta Tau Foundation, how it can help you all a little learn about it as individuals and as a chapter. So I'll go ahead and throw it over to them. If anything comes up, I'm here to help out.
Thanks, Rebecca. Good evening, everybody. Like Rebecca said, my name's John Steeman. I am the CEO of the Zeta Beta Tau Foundation. And Allie and I are really excited to be with you this evening, because my guess is that many of you probably don't know a whole lot about the foundation. Some of you may not have ever even heard of the foundation. I know when I was an undergraduate, I did not know that there was a foundation. To me, ZBT was just ZBT. And so we'll talk a little bit about the three organizations that actually make up ZBT, because there's a third one as well. And then what we do at the foundation to help support you all as undergraduates, and then us who are alums. I am obviously an alum of Tufts Omicron chapter of 99. So how the foundation supports alumni engagement as well. Allie?
Hi, everyone. It's so great to be here with you. Thank you so much, Rebecca, and to the fraternity for having us tonight. And thank you all for joining us. My name's Allie. I've been with the foundation for a little over 1.5 years. I'm based in Los Angeles. And as mentioned, I'm the donor relations manager at the foundation. And I'm also a member of Kappa Alpha Theta fraternity myself. So it's great to be here with you all and share a little bit more about the foundation. I do have a PowerPoint to share with you. So I'm going to attempt to share my screen as we go through this presentation. And I was joking that I was feeling a little bit technologically unadvanced today as I share this. So bear with me. And let me share my screen. All right. Can you all see the PowerPoint? Excellent. So again, great to be here with you all. And John and I will just go through this with you. We're super excited. Let's keep it pumped up because we have so much fun stuff to talk about. So John, if you want to take it away.
Sure. So next slide, Mary. Oh, there's a video.
There's a video.
Oh, see, Allie put this together because she is really the brains of the operation. I thought the slideshow was really just to keep me on task, because as a true Southern storyteller, I will get off on tangents and we'll be here all night. So, but I guess we're going to do a video. So, all right.
Yeah, we can start with a little video intro before we go into like our own personal intro. But this is something that we've put together over the last couple of years to explain a little bit about the foundation, so you have a sense of what we're getting into tonight on this webinar. I don't know about you, but I was jamming out to that music. We can go on to the next slide. And that was a little bit of a spoiler alert for what we're going to talk about, but let's get into it. So John, over to you.
Yeah, so fantastic video. Actually, so just so you guys know, I've been in this job now for like 11 weeks. So I actually hadn't seen that video. Great intro into what we do and who we are at the foundation. We really are here to support you all, the undergraduates. And we do that primarily through raising donor money to support leadership, heritage programming, and of course, the scholarships that all undergraduates are eligible for. Who we are a 501c3 nonprofit. We have a staff of 3 right now, although we typically range between 3 to 5, 6 staff members. So we have Allie and of course, Beth, who's our chief operating officer. And then just like the fraternity has its board of directors, which you all know by the Supreme Council, that's their name. We have our own board of directors. And so really there are 3 organizations that sort of make up the umbrella of ZBT. There is the fraternity, which is a 501c7 membership organization that we're all members of, that we all pay dues to, that we all joined as undergrads. There's the foundation, which is the 501c3 nonprofit. Our job is to raise money to support you and the fraternity and its programming. And then there's the Housing Corporation, which some of you may be familiar with, depending on where you are. They own and manage a number of our chapter houses around the country. And their primary mission is to make sure that all of you have an opportunity to have a house in some way or another. They help you find them, they help you buy them, they help you manage them. And so really those 3, and of course they have their own board of directors. So 3 different organizations with 3 staffs and 3 boards of directors, all working together really to support you all, the undergraduates, and of course our alumni. So like you said, here's our mission statement and our vision statement. We are, I'm not going to read to you because I hate when people read slides to me in PowerPoints, but we're really here for you, right? Primarily those 2 things we talked about. Raising money for scholarships, and Allie is going to talk more about it, and I'm going to steal her thunder a little bit, but we gave out $180,000 in scholarships to undergraduates last year, and then we provided several $100,000 to the fraternity to help supplement their budget to pay for things like President's Leadership Academy, our ROI convention, and so that's really our primary purpose, is to make sure that we're helping develop programming, provide programming, and supplement programming from the fraternity to make sure that you all get the best experience that you can have. Yeah, there you go. So those are the 3 organizations: National Housing, the fraternity, and the foundation, all really working together. We, Libby, who's the CEO of the fraternity, who I'm sure you all know, Libby and I are on the phone almost every day working together. Allie has her counterparts at the fraternity and housing. Our 2 COOs work together. We are really lockstep. And as the fraternity and Supreme Council set their strategic plan, what their plan for you all is for the next 5 years, we sort of build our strategic plan. And so the programs, and at the end, I'll ask you all, and there'll be some participation part, what it is that interests you, because we really are here to serve you. And so if Allie and I think this is a great idea, and the 3,000 undergrads that we have say that's a stupid idea, well, then we've just raised money for no reason at all. And so it really is about you. And so as the fraternity builds its plans for the next 5 years, the foundation then builds our plans for the next 5 years to support them.
So we talked a little bit about who we are, what the foundation is, but what do we actually do for undergraduate brothers? And I forgot to mention this, but if y'all have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. We'll, I think, have time for questions at the end, but as we're going through, feel free to ask any questions in the chat and we'll be sure to address those. So again, what does the foundation do for undergrads? We'll dive into each of these areas more specifically, but in a nutshell, the foundation supports educational programming for undergraduate brothers. We provide scholarship funding for undergraduate brothers. We also provide emergency funds. So for example, we have this emergency security fund that we established as a way to support you all and your chapters and your fellow brothers on your respective campuses. And everything that we do is made possible thanks to the generous support of our donors. So like I said, we'll dive into each of these areas right now. So let's talk about programming, specifically educational programming. You'll notice I said educational, and that's because all programming that the foundation supports must be educational in nature due to our nonprofit status with the IRS. So we support all kinds of educational programming through leadership programming, heritage programming, Israel programming, convention, and so on. So drop it in the chat if any of you on this webinar have been to one of these programs or been a participant, maybe in a leadership program. Maybe you've been to convention before, but I'd love to get a sense of who here has engaged with the foundation through programming. So feel free to add in the chat any of these programs that you've been a part of. Just curious, it's fun to see. So we've got a Summit Against Hate participant that is phenomenal. Summit Against Hate and Virtual Officer Institute. So as John said, I don't love to read off a PowerPoint screen, but you can see we have a few different types of leadership programming. I believe all of you on this call are officers at your respective chapters. So we have a lot of educational programming for you all to take and bring back to your campuses and to your chapters. So these are some of the programs that we help support for our brothers. And on the heritage side, we take a lot of pride in the combating campus anti-Semitism efforts, educating brothers in the community about how to address anti-Semitism. For both these heritage programming elements, the chapter heritage grants and combating campus anti-Semitism, these are programs that you can bring to your chapter and to your campus. So for heritage grants, for example, let's say you want to educate your fellow undergraduate students on your campus about Hanukkah and put on a Hanukkah program. We can offer grants for that you can contact the fraternity if you want to learn more about how to receive one of those grants. And then same with combating campus anti-Semitism. You can bring that to your campus to help educate your campus community. And then I'd also love to just plug our convention, because that's happening next year, 2024 in July 18th to the 20th. That's going to be in DC. Very exciting. There will even be a visit to the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum for undergraduate attendees, which we'll look forward to sharing more with you about that in the future, but just shameless plug for convention. And I'm looking at the chat and I'm seeing a lot of great participation in some of these foundation programs. So love to see that. And now let's talk about scholarships. So the foundation provides scholarships for education for undergraduate brothers. We have scholarships ranging from $1,000 given out to last year, our largest scholarship given out was $17,500. And we're very proud of that, being able to raise money to support undergraduate brothers like yourselves. And applications are currently open for scholarships for the following academic year. So I put the link, it's a very easy link to remember. It's bit.ly/ZBT Foundation Scholarships 24. And if there's one thing that I personally would love to stress on this call, it's how much we have to give to undergraduate brothers in terms of scholarships. So I truly hope that you will all apply for a scholarship so that we can help support your education. It's a huge value of ours. And if you have any questions, I'll put my email in the chat afterwards, so you can always reach out if you have questions about scholarship applications. But truly, there's a lot of money to give, and I hope that you'll all apply and tell your brothers to apply because we really do want to support you. And that's what we're here for, to support you and your education. And then one other thing to note is that we have a number of scholarships that are either preferential or restricted to certain chapters. So for example, if you're a brother at Indiana, at Wisconsin, or at Alabama, we have preferential scholarships that you'll receive preference for if you're a brother from those chapters. And that's based on how the donor set up that scholarship. We also have restricted scholarships, which are only given out to brothers of a certain chapter. So if you are a brother at Miami, let's say, I don't know who exactly is on this call, but tell all your friends. If you're a brother at USC or University of Arizona, those have restricted scholarships. And you can see on our website, we have a list of all of those preferential and restricted scholarships. So there's a great chance that you may qualify for a scholarship. They're mostly need-based, some merit-based, but we really do encourage you to apply and tell all your brothers to apply. And the deadline for that is February 28th, of next year. And as John mentioned, last year, recipients received over $180,000 total in scholarships. So that could be you next year. And I think I have a video, just a quick video to play about our scholarship program. Congratulations, Giorgio. I'm happy to share that you are receiving a scholarship from the Zeta Beta Tau Foundation for the upcoming academic year.
Thank you so much. I truly, you guys have no idea how much this actually means. And I don't want to get emotional or anything, but truly it's been a grind for sure.
Congratulations, Nate. I'm happy to share that you are receiving a scholarship from the Zeta Beta Tau Foundation for the upcoming academic year.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much.
So, Nate, your scholarship is going to be for a total of $10,000.
What?
And we hope that this scholarship will assist you in achieving your academic goals and furthering your development, both as a student and as a ZBT brother.
Congratulations.
Wow. Thank you so much. That's phenomenal. Oh, it'll go a long way. It'll go a long way. Oh, wow.
So you are receiving a scholarship in the amount of $15,000.
Oh my God. That's crazy. That's unimaginable. Thank you so much for your time, your dedication, meeting with me so many times, and your consideration. It really means a lot.
Okay, thank you. Wow, I didn't expect that.
Not only am I giving a scholarship, I am giving the largest scholarship ZBT's foundation has ever had. So, Corey, please stand up. Corey, on behalf of the Zeta Beta Tau Foundation, my privilege to present to you this scholarship in the amount of $17,500.
Hello, my name is Justin Moskowitz, and I am the president of the Beta Delta chapter of the Zeta Beta Tau fraternity at Rutgers University.
My name is Graham McPherson. I'm the current treasurer of Gamma Beta ZBT at Cal State Northridge.
My name is Hollis Paradise. I am a rising junior at the University of Southern California.
My name is Shane Lowe from the Beta Pi chapter. I'm currently a student at California State University of Long Beach, and will be graduating this fall with a bachelor's degree in construction management.
I can't be thankful enough. Receiving the scholarship was such a surprise to me.
When I heard the news, just remember the smile on my face just couldn't be washed away.
This scholarship means so much to me and my family, and has eased the financial burdens from both myself physically and academically.
Be a student heavily dependent on work study. These scholarships help alleviate some of my financial burdens I've acquired through my college career. None of this would be possible without the help of these scholarships.
Thank you so much. Thank you for believing in my character, my dream, my goals, my ability to achieve my vision and helping my community, not only at my college, but outside when I graduate.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity I am beyond excited to see how my journey with Zeta Beta Tau continues in my remaining years in undergrad.
Once again, thank you. It's great to be a Zede.
All right, so we typically show that video to our supporters of the ZBT Foundation, and that also shows a good glimpse into, again, what the foundation does for undergraduate brothers. But I also show it to you today to say that it's so important to have your support and encouragement of your chapter brothers to apply for these scholarships and to show you that this really could be you. I swear, I didn't plant Neil in this webinar, but your comment in the chat and you, exactly, that's the whole point. Like, this could be you receiving a scholarship. So I do truly hope that you'll all apply, tell your friends and your chapter brothers to apply. I cannot recommend that enough, so that we can help support your educational careers. So that is my plug on scholarships. Oh, let's see if okay, on to the next slide.
So before we get into the security fund piece, I will put in a plug for scholarships. You are looking at a scholarship winner. I got a scholarship as an undergrad, and I can't tell you how much it meant to me. And it is one of the reasons that I have, over the last 25 years as an alumnus, stayed involved in the fraternity. So please take advantage of it. It helped me tremendously as I was scraping by with jobs and work study. So it is an amazing program. I'll tell you, Allie and Beth, it is the best part of their job, I think. You know, we love all the parts of our job and talking to alumni and donors, but handing out these scholarships is really the best part of our job. So take advantage of it. A couple other things, I'll shamelessly plug convention as well. I am hoping beyond all hope, my wife's grandmother is a Holocaust survivor and wrote a book, which is on display in Yad Vashem. I'm hoping that I can get a copy of the book for everyone who attends convention. So it's going to be an amazing experience. If you've never been to the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum, it is one of the most impactful things that I have ever done. So I will plug convention as well. Two other things from what Allie said, because she says all the good stuff. The educational purposes, think about that. As you think of things that you want us to help support, a lot of things can count as educational. We can't fund a recruitment party, but we can certainly teach you how to recruit people and make friends and all of those things that are business related. Those are educational. So there's a lot of things that we can do. So you just have to open your mind as you think about things that would be supportive to you and raise it to us. And the last piece, one of the things I love about this job is the team that we're working with. And Allie's like, oh, I'm from LA. But if you noticed, did you know she slipped in a y'all in there? And that's because, you know, she went to Tulane, and deep down, we're all a little Southern. All right. So the security fund, for those of you who haven't heard of it, I think Ricky put something out to the chapters earlier this week or late last week. Given the events of October 7th and the challenges that you all are facing on college campuses with just the unprecedented rise of security threats and anti-Semitism on college campus, the fraternity, Libby and her team and the foundation, we got together and we said, what can we do to help support our brothers? And so we launched an emergency security appeal. And what I'll tell you is within the first week, we raised $25,000 that is available for you all to make security updates to your chapter houses, whether that's lights, cameras, to ask for additional security for programming, really to give you all the sense, at least what we can do to give you a sense of security, and know that you've got us, our alumni, our parents, and the staffs of all three of the organizations behind you, looking out for you and really trying to make sure that you have a safe experience. You know, for those of you who are Jewish, pikuach nefesh, is the preservation of life, is the highest calling in Judaism. And so for us, this was easy. It was something that we did very quickly, and we're happy to do it. And so if you have security needs, please reach out to Ricky and Libby and the team at the fraternity, and we'll get you some funds. I think we're going to move on to what we do for alumni. Some of you may be fourth years or third years and thinking about becoming alumni. As an alumnus myself, I can tell you that the foundation does quite a bit of support for our alumni brothers. We just finished our 125th anniversary road trip. For those of you who are at convention, you know, we celebrated it there, but because not all of our alums live in New York, we actually took a traveling road show to 6 cities around America, and we had receptions there for our alumni so they could share in that feeling that we all had at convention. And so I got to do the traveling road show with the fraternity and their staff, and we went to Chicago, LA, Miami, Atlanta, and Dallas. Just fantastic events. We had over 125 people in Atlanta. We had, I think, close to 100 people in Los Angeles. Some really fantastic opportunity. And what I will find, and you guys may not believe this now because you're 18 to 22, but even 40, 50 years later, guys were coming together and they were talking about their time in the chapter, and they were, you know, reminiscing. Some of us have lifelong friends that we met in our chapters, best men at our wedding, and to see gentlemen who didn't know each other in their chapters come together. Some, as you can see in these pictures, much older than me, got together and really celebrated, you know, that brotherhood for a lifetime in our 125 years of history. And it was really amazing. Let's see. So alumni chapters and alumni associations, for those of you who are getting ready to graduate and move on, we have an active alumni association network. And one of the strategic plans for the fraternity in the coming years is to grow our alumni impact. And right now there are active alumni associations you can see those cities there: Atlanta, Chicago, Boston, South Florida, Southern Cal, New York, DC. So if you are moving to one of these locations, please don't let your ZBT experience stop the day you graduate. Go to one of these cities, get involved with the Alumni Association. They are doing great things. All the things that you're doing as undergrads with philanthropy and education and social, they're doing as alumni. And it's a great way to stay involved. And if you happen to be moving to a place where there's not, and you see you're not in one of these 7 or 8 cities, give us a call and we'll help you set one up. This is really a priority for us. You know, the tagline "Brotherhood for a Lifetime" is not just a tagline. We really believe in it. And it is something that I'll admit we haven't done a great job in the last 30 years or so, but we are, both the fraternity and the foundation, really focused on bettering the alumni experience. And a great way to do that is for you all to get involved in your alumni chapters and alumni associations.
So ZBT Live programming is another way that we involve and engage our alumni so that you can continue to make connections with fellow ZBT brothers and stay an active part of this wonderful brotherhood. So ZBT Live is our monthly virtual speaker series where we invite alumni of all different backgrounds and careers to volunteer their time and expertise on all different kinds of topics. So we've done programs on everything from baseball to jazz music to everything in between, military, government programs. We have hosted incredible alumni, including Ron Dermer, who was the Israeli ambassador to the United States from 2013 to 2021, Howard Pizer, who's the senior executive vice president of the Chicago White Sox, and Robert Rosenberg, who's the former CEO of Dunkin' Donuts, to name a few. So these are just some of the incredible, notable alumni that we have as part of ZBT and as your fellow brothers. So if you haven't been to a ZBT Live event, again, they're monthly, they're virtual. This next one that's coming up in December is called Cheers to Our Fraternity, Brothers and Beverages. And that is about brothers who have worked in the alcohol and beverage industry. So they're going to share about their professional careers and experiences in this field. And it's just a really great way to connect with fellow brothers and learn about the incredible things that some of our alumni are up to. And then the program in January is called Shifting into Gear, Brothers in the Automotive Industry. So that'll be all about cars. So no matter how big of a car aficionado you are, or if you just, you know, like a good Tesla, you should come to that event too. We'd love to see you there.
Am I doing this one, Allie?
I think so, if you want.
Right. Sounds good. I think one of the greatest benefits of being in ZBT is the network that we are part of. So there are 120,000 living alumni. I can tell you that every job I've ever gotten has been in some way related to ZBT. A partner at a law firm saw it on my resume. My previous job to this was as the director of security for Hillel International. They flat out told me my involvement with ZBT. They knew that I knew what college students were going through because I had been involved in ZBT for the last 25 years. Every job I've gotten has in some way been because of ZBT. And so the alumni communications in our LinkedIn group is really a way for you all to utilize that network. And if you're not utilizing it, you're really missing the point. 120,000 alumni. And what Ali said about ZBT Live, when you think about the fact that the owner of Sazerac is a ZBT, the owner of the Mets is a ZBT, the vice president of Ford Motor Company is a ZBT. The depth of the bench of our ZBT alumni, that network that you all, just by joining this organization, have access to is incredible. So enjoy your 4 years, but really the true sort of crown jewel of what being a member of this organization is that you then have access to all of us. And so that is going to help you in every phase of your life. And so the way we do that is through our LinkedIn group and our chapter alumni communications. We help certain chapters put out their annual newsletters. I know my chapter at Tufts does their own in-house, but they also ask for information from the foundation. And so as you put out your chapter newsletters, you can reach out to us and we can help you with that. But we try and keep our alumni involved and give them opportunities. And I'll tell you, I've had alumni come to me and say, hey, I'm looking for an intern. One of our current board members on the Supreme Council is specifically hiring a summer intern who's a ZBT because he's a ZBT. So take advantage of this network, get involved with the LinkedIn group, go on LinkedIn right now and find the Zeta Beta Tau Foundation and I'll let you in.
Also, as a fun side note, if you want to learn more about John actually spoke at the last ZBT Live program, and you can watch the webinar. We record most of those and post them to our website. So if you go to our, I'll put the link in the chat, but it's just zbtfoundation.org/ZBT Live. And you can also learn all about John too. If any of this, what he's saying is interesting, there you go. You have a whole ZBT Live talk featuring him. So now we'll talk a little bit more about how you can stay involved with the foundation just beyond what we've already covered.
Yeah, so I think one of the most important things that we can do as alumnus or alumni of the organization is stay involved. I will tell you, if you watch my ZBT Live or if you heard me talk about at convention last summer, I will tell you I've gotten more out of being an alumnus involved in ZBT than I've put in. I served on staff the year after I graduated, and the folks that I met that were on the Supreme Council at that time and were the leaders, really some titans of ZBT history. You know, the Irv Chases, the Jim Greers, just some Mike Cook people. You know, Mike Cook's son is now a Supreme Counselor. Ron Pardo and his son is now a Supreme Counselor. Like, there are some amazing men who stay involved with this organization. And I can tell you, it is incredible. You can develop what is almost like a second chapter. Those of us who work for the national organizations or are volunteered, we often say that we have a second chapter. Just as we go to weddings for our actual chapter brothers, we go to each other's weddings and bar and bat mitzvahs for our second chapter, which is being a volunteer or a staff person at the national organization. There's tons of ways you can do that. I would encourage you all, like I said, get involved or start an alumni association or alumni chapter. Be a volunteer. Many of you probably have chapter advisors for your chapters. Some you might like, some you might not. I can tell you that the chapter advisor we had at Tufts, 25 years later, he was at the bar and bat mitzvah of one of my chapter brothers, sons and daughter. So 30 years later, we're still friends with our chapter advisor. So become a chapter advisor. The foundation is specifically launching what's called the Young Ambassador Program. So we're looking for young alumni who want to learn more about foundation work, who want to come and do some development stuff with us, learn about how to engage with donors, sit with our board. And I can tell you we have some really incredible board members and the mentorship that it's free mentorship, basically. And so getting involved in that Young Ambassador Program, we're really looking for folks sort of in that 25 to 30 year range. to get involved with the foundation and sort of build the next generation of leaders in the fraternity. And then, of course, you could be like me and decide you want to spend an extra year around ZBT and join the staff. It was one of the best things I ever did. I was a chapter president. I went to 2 conventions. I thought I knew everything there was to know about the fraternity. And I joined the staff and spent a year traveling around, meeting with all the chapters and learning from, really, as I said, some of the titans. And I learned even more about the fraternity in that 1 year on staff. And so I would encourage any of you who are looking for something to do in the next phase of your life, stay involved either as a volunteer or join the staff of the foundation or the fraternity. All right. I guess we're both going to talk about intolerance. So for those of you who are at convention last summer, you saw our first sort of public pitch of the Intolerance Initiative. It is something that the foundation and the fraternity are very excited about. It is really a first of its kind program. And I think more needed now than at any time. We are launching, we're in the development phase of a multi-sensory experiential mobile learning experience for our college campuses. I like to say, think of the Holocaust Museum plus the Atlanta Lunch Counter plus the Mobile Museum of Tolerance meets College Game Day. And so you put all that together and we travel around to campuses and we're really looking at combating all forms of hate, not just anti-Semitism, which is clearly in our wheelhouse, but also racism, LGBTQ plus hate, Asian hate, Muslim hate. We're really, because we all believe that hate against one is hate against all. And so this program is really important to us. And we are hoping those of you who are undergraduates, as we get the program developed, will want to bring it to your campus and partner with us in that. Allie, what else do you want to?
Just stay tuned for when this arrives on your campus. And you guys are some of the best ambassadors that we could have, informal ambassadors that we could have to share about this program, when it does come around to your campus. So like I said, stay tuned and we'll be excited to have you help us spread the word about it so that we can share this incredible educational experience with all kinds of students, staff, whoever is on your campus.
And one of the things I think is beautiful about this program is, we're each sort of doing this on our own, right? So Hillel and ZBT and API and SDT, we're talking about Summit Against Hate and fighting anti-Semitism. Our traditionally or historically Black fraternities and sororities are working to counter racism. Those in the LGBTQ plus community are fighting discrimination against them, but we're all sort of doing it in silos. And this is really an opportunity for all of us to get together as traditionally marginalized groups and groups with a history of discrimination and band together really to fight hate as one united front. And I think it's amazing. I think it is an incredible opportunity for all of us. I hope you all do too. If you're interested in being involved in the development of it, we are looking for some undergrads to be part of our development team. So reach out to Allie or me and let us know. And we'd love, this only works if it works for the undergrads. Like I said at the beginning, Allie and I can come up with great ideas, but if we're not hitting the right tone for you all because you are our target, then we're not doing you a justice and a service. So if you're interested in intolerance and combating hate, please let us know and we would love your feedback.
So we talked about a lot of things. What possible questions do you have, John? Do you have any other information that you'd like to share as we give the undergraduates time to think of questions if they have any?
Man, you put me on the spot, Allie. I wasn't ready.
I know I asked you the question, putting you on the spot.
No, listen, I think I've said it before and I'll say it again. Fraternity is not a 4-year experience. If that's what you signed up for, you joined the wrong organization. I loved my 4 years as an undergraduate. I had a blast. I learned a lot. I said this in my ZBT Live last month. You are ahead of your peers just because, particularly those of you who are on this call that are officers, you can walk into your first interview and say, I managed a small nonprofit that had 50 members, 100 members, a budget of X. The skills that you're learning now as an undergrad will put you ahead of your peers coming out of college. The way to stay ahead of them, utilize that alumni network, stay involved with us, get mentorship from leaders in all types of industries, and really make it a brotherhood for a lifetime.
So I will put my email in the chat if anyone has follow-up questions or wants to get involved. Maybe you want help with your alumni newsletter and you're the alumni coordinator on your executive board or something like that, and you just want to get connected or learn more. Please feel free to reach out at any time. So my email is now in the chat. I will stop sharing my screen so we can all see each other. But we're really, like we said in the beginning, we're here for you all. It's so nice to be here with you this evening. And hopefully you've learned some more about the ZBT Foundation that maybe you didn't know before. And now you can put some faces to the foundation name. So, you know, we're not just this mysterious entity. We really are here for you and we want to support you and be here for you. So don't hesitate to reach out. And I see John put his email in the chat as well. So if anyone has any questions, we can leave space for those. Or if you want to ask questions offline, again, feel free to connect at any time.
And apply for scholarships. Seriously, we have a lot of money to give.
Any questions for Allie or John about anything foundation related?
I will also say that for anyone who will be at convention next year, we'll be so excited to meet you in person and to be able to connect. So looking forward to that.
Awesome. Thank you both that was a great presentation, super informative. I loved all the videos. I thought it was great. Please, round of applause for Allie and John. I'm going to throw the assessment form in the chat. Please ensure you fill this out. We want to get good feedback and hear from you all. Like they have said, any questions, you can contact them via email. Thank you for throwing that in there. Or you can put things in the chat. A couple of reminders as we round out the end of the semester, or end of the quarter, whatever system you're on, as we head into the holidays. We've, finished strong on your exams. There'll be one more newsletter going out to all officers probably Friday. And then we will restart the webinars in January. So we won't have one in December, but we'll restart in January. And again, those will count for a Standards of Excellence point. The deadline for SOE submissions is January 31st. So be sure you're working on getting those in with your chapter. And other than that, I'll hang around. Please submit the assessment. After you all are done, you are free to head out. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Wednesday evening, depending on where you're at. I hope it's warm, potentially. It's cold by me. But that's all I've got for everyone. Again, thank you, Allie and John. Super, super appreciate it. Really appreciate our partnership with the ZBT Foundation. I can't stress enough how important it is and how thankful we are for everything you all do. All right, everyone. Like I said, I will stay on. Any questions or anything, I'm going to stop recording though. And